Today we're doing the third part of our series of testing the big three going into OP13. We've covered Ace, we've covered Imu, and now we're on to Zoro. So, as always, if you enjoy the deck profile, like and subscribe. There's a lot of changes into Zoro going into OP13. We're going to be playing a lot more aggressive, and yes, this deck can get more aggressive, yes, this deck can get more aggressive when you cut the 8-cost Mihawk, and you just add a lot of attacking bodies that do a lot of things and stuff, and restanding Dawn, and replacing cards, and hope you enjoy as always, and let's check out that deck profile. And here is the green Zoro leader. We've done this leader before, especially when it first came out, and it's just gotten better. Times 3 Dawn, activate main once per turn. If this leader battles your opponent's character during this turn, set this leader as active. That is activate main, so you can attack in, then wait, and then restand it later, which is kind of important sometimes. Then this character, or this leader, cannot attack characters with 7 base cost or less. So you can attack into 8 costs like 10 times in a row, or you can, not. You can attack into the 8 cost or 7 cost characters and then swing into life right after. And this deck just gets really good. We actually cut Cavendish down to 2. And that's crazy, because we all know how good Cavendish is and how expensive it was. And now it's really quickly, because there's just other cards we'd rather play. The main card added in the new set is going to be the Zoro. This is probably the most important in my opinion, next to Law. The other one is going to be Shanks, which I don't think is as important, but it is in there. We're going to start with the Zoro though, because it's the lower cost character. This says if your leader has a film or Straw Hat Crew type, which we're Straw Hat Crew type, set 2 of your Dawn as active. End of your turn, set this card as active. So every single turn, we're restanding this Zoro just like this, over and over again, every single turn. It's absolutely absurd. Plus, when you play this card off of 3-cost Mihawk going first, this card says if you have 2 or less characters, play 1 cost 4 lower / Drake character or other than Drake Mihawk. So you tap 3 Dawn, whoop, you play out a card rested, this guy who restands himself at the end of the turn, and restands 2 Dawn. So we play this card for 1 cost to then cheat out Zoro for 1 cost because we restand the 2 Dawn, and now we swing 7 into our opponent. Like, yes, that does lower our hand size a lot in a deck that doesn't have draw and filter. It kind of just has a little bit of searching here in Perona and Hiyori. But other than that, man, you put the 2 together in tandem and whew, we are cooking up something pretty. Then you go into Tashigi on the next turn, rest a card, give 3 Dawn to your leader, and then you swing 5, 8, 8, and then next turn you're going into, 7 Dawn. You can play out Law, retake a card, swing 5 with this, swing 5 with this, swing 7 with this, swing, or now you have a blocker. Like, the play lines, insane, just pure aggression. We're attacking a lot, especially with this new Trafalgar Law that says if you have 1 or less life cards, this card gains blocker. So this kind of replaces the 8-cost Mihawk in its own way, because it has the secondary ability that says you may return 1 of your characters to the hand, play up to 1 character with a cost of 5 or less from your hand rested. So what we can do in partnership with all these other cardboards is return Tashigi to hand to play out Tashigi, or we can return Perona to hand to play out Tashigi, or we can return Cavendish to hand to play out Tashigi, or we can use Kuina, you get 3 rested Dawn, and then, if we're on like a 10 Dawn turn, we got to use like 4 Dawn or something, use Kuina, and then return Kuina, and then play out Tashigi. Basically, everything is just comboing to return that character to then play out Tashigi. You also can play out, replay your Searchers. Maybe you want to swing in with Tashigi to get a 5k attack in, put an extra Dawn on it, whatever. And then you can return Tashigi to then replay Tashigi as active so you have the anti-removal. You can return Shimatsuki Kozaburo after KOing cards early to then replay a different card. Like, there are so many play lines here with Trafalgar Law to return a card and bring it back, but the main one, again, is just going to be Tashigi. Tashigi is just that good, so searching Tashigi is going to be your best option in every single turn. Then we have the 10-cost Shanks. This card just says, set all of your Dawn cards as active. Then you cannot play characters from your hand during this turn. So, simply put, tap 10 Dawn, restand 10 Dawn. It's just a free 10-cost 12k that you can lay down on the board. This is just so absurd. Getting such a big body in a very aggressive match. Now we can swing 12 with Shanks. We can swing 12 with Leader. Restand event to then swing another 12 with Leader. And really attack in aggressively to finish off a game for just putting down a 10-cost 12k for free. That is also /searchable. Running 2 of the 0 cost, 2 of the Dead Man's Game to rest Dawn and cards. This is also a 3k counter. 4 of the Restand event, 3 Queenas, 3 of the Apus. Like, you've seen all these cards before. 4 of the Koshiros for more blockers. We're running, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 2Ks with 2 0 cost events, so 14 total. I did say 6, 7 in there. If you're one of those brain rot people, hey, screw you. Just kidding, I love you. But anyways, hey, that's Zoro. This deck is super simple. Like, I'm not going to deep dive into some of these, like Kawamatsu. It's a searchable 5 cost. You can play on 5 if you don't find Cavendish or Tashigi. Like, we don't need to go all into that. You're going to learn it from the games we play. Shimatsuki Kozaburo's in there for the Rayleigh match. Apu's in there for the Rayleigh match. Just resting 2 cost characters. Maybe getting over a Koshiro blocker. Whatever we need to do. Getting rid of some chumps while you can. And yeah, that's Zoro. Simply put, it's just that easy. You're going to learn a lot more just from the games itself. So let's play some Green Zoro today and have some fun cooking up on the sim. All right, we're going to take on an Imu match first. This may not go in our favor. They choose to go second, of course. We're going to mulligan this. We're looking for that 3-Don play. We don't find it. Ooh, we kind of found it there, but we don't find it fully. So we're going to put the Hiyori down in case we don't draw what we need. We do have an attacker. We need to be very aggressive in this match, I feel like. We also need to find Dead Man's Game. Dead Man's Game, I think, is going to be very important for finishing off our opponent and hoping they just don't have enough counter. Ask and you shall receive, they say. Look at the top 5 first, of course, just in case you're wondering. You always look at the top 5 first before you do anything else. Double Tashigi's nice. We could Mihawk on the next turn, but Tashigi's probably just going to be the best call. But if they know we have Tashigi, I don't know if that will be the best call. Zoro's convenient, but it gets KO'd really easy for Marcus Mars, but so does Tashigi. But this forces the removal on Marcus Mars. I think we go with the Zoro and just see what happens. I mean, we're going to swing 5 now, so of course you always search first in case they got some kind of trigger, then attack in, and then play your additional searcher, just to not have to worry about it. They do counter out, which is good for us. We're going to look at the top 5. We're going to grab the Law. Now we can double play our Tashigi if we need to, and then pass to our opponent's turn. Of course, they counter out the first attack. We can Shigi on this turn. They go 5 into 0, and now we could technically, they go Saturn. We could remove Saturn now, which isn't horrible. They could pop the Saturn just to draw cards to lose value on Tashigi, which I'm actually kind of fine with. That's exactly what they decided to do. So now what we're going to do is, since they did remove one, we can actually Mihawk because we have 2 or less characters since they removed a Tashigi. So we're going to go 3 into 4, restand 2. We can still search the top 5 here and grab probably just another Tashigi. I don't think we need counter. We have all the counter events. We have the Law on Tashigi. We have plenty of options here, man. We could Hiyori again just to continue to gain value off searching, especially knowing that we're going to 7-Don with the 1 additional for the loss. We can still search the top 5 and just keep getting value out of drawing more cards. We're not putting on a lot of pressure at the moment. Do we need counter here? I don't think so. Not in this situation. I think we go Tashigi, and then I think we just swing 8. I think we legit just go ahead and pop in the 8. They could tap 1-Don and literally just get out of it for free, which is insane, by the way, in case you're wondering. Here they're going to swing 5 into 0. Then they're probably going to play out Marcus Mars, I would assume. I would at least, yeah, that's what I expected. Marcus Mars, trash a card in hand, kill a base 5 cost or less. So they do get value out of what they needed. Now we could go, they go ahead and trash it to draw a card. We could go Law, replace Mihawk with Tashigi, put the 3-Don back on our leader, and swing 9 into face because they do have 3 active Dawn. Our opponent's playing very well. You basically just continue to, take away value out of Tashigi in this matchup. So I think we are going to do exactly as we said. Go with Law, return Mihawk. That's going to be 6. Dude, we almost have enough to restand event here, which would have been nice. Because we could Tashigi, swing 8. No. 5-Don or 6-Don. Yeah, no, there's no way. There's no way to do both. I think we just play out return, play 3, choose no character, give 3-Don to the leader, and I think we just swing 9 into face because 9 is just stronger. I'd like to leave 1 active for some kind of counter here, but it just won't work. They take the 9. It tells me they don't have the 4K event in hand yet. They're going into an 8-Don turn. Nozdro would be good here. We do not have a blocker out of the Law, but we're going to be playing way into the late game here with the Imu because they have not really controlled our board. But I think our opponent's playing very effectively. They trash the Stussy in hand to draw 1 card to find certain pieces they may be needing for the specific situation they're in. I think Nozdro is going to be the play. If they can, they go Shirahoshi. It's going to force us to discard a card, which we're actually totally fine with. I think we just drop a Tashigi in hand. I don't think we're going to need that many. I think we definitely need Dead Man's Game. We need all the restand events. Basically just pure power in this situation, in my opinion. Because we can remove Shirahoshi really easily. So basically pressure's off us in this situation. I think Imu has a pretty good match into us as we've seen before, but I think we're being pretty effective here. 2K, 2K, 1K is not going to happen. We're just going to have to let that go. Really weak showing for our opponent there, thank goodness. We could go 5 for Tashigi and still restand event, swing 9-9. Just to continue to develop board. They can just remove it in the next turn with Marcus Mars, so we actually get less value out of doing that. This would get removed. That's -1 card in hand. Are we better just restand eventing? 9, 8, 8. I think we go 7. Can we still go 5? Because Marcus Mars KO's what, a 5 cost? It's already in the trash, so we can kind of find that. Yeah, 5 cost. They can't remove Law. So 5. We can go 7. 7, 8, 8. We just lose to Shigi. I don't even think it's worth playing to Shigi. So I think we just go 7, 3 Dawn for restand. So we go 8. Force the... Because they have a 3k counter. So we force the 4k counter here. And we have enough, you know, applied pressure in hand. So we can just hit them twice is what I'm thinking here. The issue is not having much of a board. They do have to go 3k, 1k, which is good for us. Because now we just remove that Shirahoshi. Because we get to restand anyways. We restand, we swing 9. I wish we had a Zoro to play off of the Mihawk to at least get 2 bodies on the board. But then they have Najuro with Rush, which swings into the Law here. So we probably lose the Law. We're not in the greatest spot. Restand, swing again, another 9. Boom. They get 2 of the 5 Elder events to trigger out to find certain pieces they were missing. Because they were still missing, man, that sucked. They were still missing the Mercury blocker. We pass to our opponent. Here they're going to 10 cost. We haven't seen them grab a 10 cost. That's just assuming they already have some at that point. Because if you're going to this extent to play the game how you are, you probably already have it. We know they have Najuro, Saturn. Oh, they Saturn to look at the top 5. So they tap 4 for that. Now they can still use the event. Because now they just trash the Saturn to draw a card. So that's telling me they don't have the 5 Elders. The world's equilibrium cannot be maintained. Okay. So then they must have it. They trash it to draw a card. They're playing very well. The Emu's doing everything they need to, and this is where the game gets really annoying. Because they are just going to chain as many 5 Elders as they can, continue to deck themselves out, and then cycle them over and over again. Mercury, Saturn, Mars, Najuro. This may be their lowest Dawn count. So they don't have... Who are they missing? They're missing one of them. Jupiter. They don't have Jupiter. That's actually really good for us. We'll go ahead and 2k out of this to try to save it if we can. This is going to try to force them to commit Dawn, which is really good for us. And then I think we go ahead and rest the Dawn and rest the Mercury. We know they have 3 events in hand. We just rest both. They still have a blocker. And I think we just swing, you know, 8 in the face. Restand. 8 in the face. They can't block. Because if they block, we just restand again. So it's forcing them to counter. They do find the 2k that they were looking for. And then we just pass. Like, what else can you do? This match is, like I said, very difficult. So it's a hard one to start off with. Because I'm going to lose all my viewers. Because you guys are going to be like, damn, you just lost. But Tashigi would have been KO'd by Mercury. That gets 1 card out of hand. But we lose a card out of hand. So that puts us in a worse spot. Like, there's so many things in this match that make it very freaking difficult. Ooh, Kawina and Tashigi in this hand is really good. We just need to stay alive and keep those 2 cards. We definitely... Okay, we're going to find every break in the freaking deck right now. Are you serious? We trash the Saturn, draw a card, swing 6, we 2k out. Dude, we might just die because we're not finding any freaking counter. They Saturn. Dude, are they just not finding 10 costs? They grab a Jupiter. Maybe they don't worry about 10 costs right now. Maybe they just played on another blocker? Yep, they just played on another blocker. Leave all that Dawn active. Because here in this situation, what you have to do is rest Marcus Mars. 3 Dawn on leader. We Kawina. Rest Mercury. 3 Dawn on leader. And then, do we just swing 12? But I think even searching doesn't find us anything to help us in this situation. So you just swing 12 and hope they can't counter. Because they can't block, right? They block to draw a card, but then you just swing another 12. And then they have to just go 1 Dawn event, 1 Dawn event, 1 Dawn event, and they get out of all 3. Yep, actually they only need 2 Dawn. And then pass. Sitting on a 1k counter, and that's how tough this match can be. Because now, they're just swinging little 5 pokes. We still just don't have any counter. We lose our hand size. They get an absolutely absurd hand size. They can just hide behind all of the blockers. We don't have a 10 cost Gol D Rogers, and that's why this match is just so difficult. They can Mercury, KO our Tashigi. We let that go. We take a 5. They swing another 5. They're playing very safe here, which is kind of crazy to me. Because now they just 5 cost 10 Elders. And then play out an additional blocker on top of that. So now you trash everything on the board. You make sure they already leader defected and everything. Then you swing in with Najuro. You swing in with leader. They pop the Mercury. So they attack in. They grab more counter events. And they probably play another blocker. No, they don't even play another blocker. They just pass. We look at the top 5. I don't think we'll find anything that will save us here. Just to be honest. Yeah, I don't think none of this helps us. We can rest down 1 blocker. If we had potentially Kuina Tashigi again, but it just doesn't get us where we need it to. Because the most we can do is rest down a character, put 3 Dawn, but that doesn't help us in this situation. I mean, it does, because now we just swing everything at face. But now if they block, we just restand and block, swing it again. But the Law, like, we could have played the Law, return Perona, play Perona to find Tashigi, but then we Tashigi, and that doesn't get us where we need to. Let's see, 1 Dawn event, 2K. How crazy is that? They didn't even need to block. So that's where Kuina would be strong to rest the blocker, force them not to be able to draw cards. But now they get to go 7-7-7 with 2 cards or 3 cards in hand now. It just puts us in a horrible spot. And the thing is, they don't even have to go for game. They swing another 7. We get 1 Dawn for the Dead Man's game. That would help us finish the game, but that doesn't help us win. And we just lose. 2K, 1K, 2 more events. They have a Stussy. Our opponent played that lights out amazing. Really good Imu player, though. GG's, and on to the next one. That's how tough Zoro is and why in the triangle. Zoro loses this match, but let's go play an ace and see how that does for us. All right, we're going first against the Gol D Roger. We're going to mulligan. 2 Tashigi's is really, really good. Don't get me wrong. That was really good, but we're looking for that combo we talked about early in the game, because now we can grab 2 Tashigi's. Like, we don't have anything to do on the next turn, which is kind of bad. Kind of actually pretty not good. We could also grab the Law to Tashigi. I don't really care about their board, do I? So they get into the late game, the board doesn't really matter, and we can just replay the Tashigi that we attack with. We're gonna grab the Law. Law is calling my name, as he does, because you know I'm a Law guy. I'm excited to see how they do. They grab the Shanks, or they play the Shanks, look at the top 5, real 1 Roger, Pirate type card. They grab the Silver's Rayleigh, that's gonna have Rush, rest of 5 cost, and add 1 Dawn from the Dawn deck as active. Attach the Dawn to the leader, do absolutely nothing after that. And we're just gonna swing. I mean, you could like Apu the Shanks and swing, but it's just not worth it. 8 at your face. We should have gone 5 and 5. I'm an idiot. When you have a 1-cost searcher, you go 5 and 5. You attach a 3 Dawn. You swing 5 with leader, 5 with the Perona, and just go through it. We will go ahead and take this early attack. I think that's not a bad idea. See? You see that? That's why you do 5 and 5, because we just took the 6. And we're going to have to counter this one because we don't want to take 2 decks this early. Do I hate searching? Not really, because Law, Tashigi, Law. I don't think we need Perona, that's for sure. They said GG's, no 2-cost ramp. That's rough. That's tough. That's how it be. We're going to go ahead and look at the top of the deck. Could have queened now and just held on to it. We're going to go ahead and look at the top 5. Restand event. It's of course going to be great. We'll go 2 and 2 because why not? We'll go Koshiro, so we're going to swing 7 into our opponent here. Hit him with a big 7. See how we didn't tax their hand at all? That's tough. Play this out, pass. Now we can still Tashigi on the next turn. We can Law Tashigi, return a card, do the things, yada yada, whatever. Could have Tashigi there, but now we get to Tashigi the Odin, which is nice for us, and return a searcher to hand. We'll go ahead and 2K counter out of this. No reason to take this aggressively. We're going to go and do this, return this, play out the Tashigi, rest the Odin, put 3 Dawn on leader, and then we can just go 8 into Odin, 8 into face, and then play down the Perona again. Now they're going into 9 Dawn. They play Rayleigh, rest down a 5 cost or less, and then attack into the Tashigi with 9, and they'll become a 7K leader at the end of the turn. We're going to Perona looking for a 2K, I think, in that situation. We could grab another restand. I don't hate another restand. I also don't hate another Trafalgar Law here. That card is just really good. But they haven't really taken us down low in life, so I don't know how much value we're going to get for it for the long term of the game. We better grab a 1K counter. Don't need another Tashigi. We already have one in hand. We're not going to rest any of their big bodies anymore. So it's either restand or 1K. Let's grab another restand. Let's be ballsy to the wallsies right here. Another restand event, because we hitting home. We hitting hard. We hitting. We hitting. So is Rayleigh a 9 cost? Is Rayleigh a 9 cost that they can't even play right now? I think he's 8 cost because of this specific turn. He's got to be 8 cost. I can't find him now, but I'm pretty sure he's an 8 cost, so we can rest the Koshiro. Yep, exactly as we expected. So we can rest Koshiro. Then they can swing 6 at face to take. They can go 9 to Shigi. How greedy do I want to be? I think I want to be pretty greedy because they're going to hit 6 in the face or they're going to hit 6 in the Koshiro. Let's let them take down the Koshiro if they want to. We have a restand event here, and this is an 8 cost, so I can swing that twice. I can literally just go 15-15. They're going to swing into the 1. We're going to let that go. Not going to be able to save that. Now they're a 7K. That's why this 7K is just so strong and important. I think we hit 7 into face. 7 into face. We don't have a way to really control their board. They do have 1 Dawn active. But they should get out of this, because if not, we're threatening, what, 6 on leader 11-11? We could go 11-11-11. That might actually be better. Rather than just, because I could swing 14, 14 into Rayleigh. But I think just going 11, 11 is just better. So we go 11 into Rayleigh. They already know we have the restand event, so we could go another 11 into Rayleigh, but we could also just push face in this situation. Granted, their one cost event is only... Do we pressure hand size here or board? I think we pressure hand size, because they have a very large hand size. Because we can restand, and if they let this go, we can restand and attack this, but now we're forcing cards out of their hand. I really don't mind that. I'm not a Zoro player, I don't know. I'd rather just get all the cards out of their hand now, because once Roger runs out of resources, you see how they gave us 2k, 1k, 2k, 1k? They really wanted us to hit this Rayleigh. But they could have just 2k, 2k, they could have taken and then 2k, 2k, 1k. I'm fine if they get to keep the Rayleigh and we lose the Tashigi here, because we have another restand event. Now with the hand that we just hit, I'm not worried about a 10 cost. We didn't put them down to 0, which is really important, because they could have just taken and taken. We're going to assume that they have another Gol D Roger, because they did just play Gol D Roger. They're going to minus 3k, minus 2k, KO the Law. Really good for our opponent. Now they can swing 7 into 5. 8 into 5 to have the one attached Dawn for whatever event they have. Maybe it's for the event, maybe it's not. I don't think they have to have it for the event. Then they could swing 9 with the Rayleigh, but then we could just swing 15 into it, so they don't do that, of course. So do we ever just... This card's so weak right now. I think we just play down Tashigi to get another body on the board. Put 3 Resto characters, put 3 Dawn. And we just go... 10 in the face. And then I think... Do we ever waste the restand here? Screw it, might as well. Not going to fight any bodies anyways. 10 in the face. Pass a turn. Well, what do? You can't tap out for 10. They did show us they probably, maybe, possibly have a 1 cost. They need to have double rush here, which I just don't think they have. They go 7. Or they go 8. They could go 9. And they could play like some kind of rush. They would need double rush here. Double rush would get it for them probably, because we have no counter. Okay, never mind. 2k, 1k, 1k would be okay. But they would have done things in a different order if they did have double rush. They would have gone like kid killer, 7, 7, and we would have been cooked, and then taken the 9. Because they'd still have to take the 9 here. You know, they'd have to have one bigger swing. But they just don't. Shanks, look at the top 5. They get to rest a card and attack in, do all those things. A restand event would be pretty good here. But going 17 in the face, I think is just guaranteed. If they can't get the Rayleigh could rest this and then attack it. No, they couldn't. Because we go 2k, 1k, 1k, save it, and then just go 17 at face. Because 17 would be guaranteed. Well, that'd have to be 2k, 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 1 cost event. So technically they'd be okay. Scopper Gabon, draw 2, trash 1. So technically now we don't have it, especially with 3 Dawn active. Puts us in a worse spot now. We can't play characters if we play Shanks, so Shanks is kind of dog water right now. Could also go into board, because their 1 cost events, the only one they have is like Radical Beam. Ooh. Is 7, 12, 12 just better than just 17? Yes. That's 5 above, 5 above. That's actually the same. So we would just go 7. I was just worried about all these counter events. This is a 3k counter event. They would have sat on 3, we would have lost. They did have the Gol D Roger, but we weren't playing blockers anyway, so it didn't get them there. They're also running this Roger, which may have been good in that situation. Maybe they got it from the Scopper Gamon. I would have gone 7, would have gotten the 1k, and then I would have gone 12, 12. I think that was just the best number there. You could also just play the Law, you know, return Tashigi to play Tashigi, so swing 7, play Law, return Tashigi, play Tashigi, put 3 more Dawn on leader, and then swing 11, 11 into face, and then still sit on a blocker with 2k, 1k, 1k. Or you could return Perona, play Perona, and then grab a 2k. And hope not to lose, but with the board they had, I think we would have lost in that situation, so that wouldn't have probably been the play. I think the play was just 12-12. GG's to the Roger man. They didn't find the early ramp like they said. Play 1 turn earlier. They could have been on that 10 Dawn turn. GG's. On to the next one. All right, we're going to take on Ace here. We're going to take second away from them because they like second. And we're going to keep this hand. I really like Mihawk and Zoro. I'm just a Mihawk and Zoro enjoyer. That's just like the best combination of 2 cards you can do. Garp, look at the top 4, grab a card with 3 cost or more. They grab a Jozu. Jozu's pretty good. Not that Jozu. That Jozu's not as good, actually. Pass. Simple, easy. They could go 5, 6, but that's not good in Ace because you wouldn't have it on your leader, so we're expecting not to see that. They're going to go Garp to search the top 4 again to grab another card. So they have a 2k counter Jozu. What else do they have? And they grab another Jozu. This is the actual good Jozu, especially in this match. Especially they'll be on, I guess they'll be on 5 Dom when we start doing our combo, so we're actually fine with that. We were going into 4. We could queen it earlier. I don't think that's worth it. I think it's better to have more bodies. Just as much pressure as we can apply. We'll take this. Not too stressed about it. We could go ahead and kosher as well. 3, 4, restand 2. We'd have 8 into face. That's actually pretty good. Going ahead and getting an 8 into face is pretty good. You could play it on a blocker, but we can always play it on a blocker later. Like, I don't need a blocker. I'm just getting them for 8. That's going to force 2 cards out, or they take early and get to draw more cards, but we get them down early enough. I think just pressure, applying pressure is really important in this match. Like, really important. You could have just played Zoro to keep the 2k in hand, I guess, because we're probably not going to swing out this Mihawk ever. Huh. Whoever commented that, you're probably right. They go ahead and give us the 10 cost and a 2k. Alright. That's pretty good for us. That's actually really good for us. I like that, because we're getting the 10 cost out now. They're going to swing 7 more into face, then play out a Marco, which we're going to Tashigi the Marco. And then we'll still have 1 Dawn to swing 6 with Zoro, but again, we're not ever swinging Mihawk, so we should have kept the Mihawk in hand. We'll take again. We get a Perona here. Okay, so we just Tashigi the Marco. 3 Dawn on leader. Then we swing 6 in the face, 8 into Marco, 8 in the face. So this will force a card out. We do the 6 in the face first before they draw from the Marco, because it's going to force them to use their effects. Now we go 8 in the Marco. They get to draw 2 cards. Well, 3 cards total, actually. And then restand and go 8 more. Now they get to take the life that they should have taken the first time. Would have made life a little easier. They'd have 1 more card in hand if they would have taken that first 8. Fun fact. They could counter this. 2k, 2k. Alright. So they're going to Jozu here. They're going to bounce the Otama to bounce the Tashigi, I'd assume. But we get a lot of value out of Tashigi, so I'm kind of fine with it. Because then I'm going to rest their Jozu and swing big into that. And then still play a Perona. I guess we go 9 into Jozu, 9 into face. But they're staying alive pretty well. This is a hard matchup on both sides. Because it's complicated. It's all about the draw. So we know they're playing Jozu. We do need to get out of one of these, man. But 7's just so good. Give me all the cards, I guess. Give me all the cards. I'm greedy. We need to get down a blocker, it seems like. 10 cost Shanks. I don't really like that in this match. I'm expecting Jozu. I think they're just trying to figure out which target. Again, we shouldn't have played the Mihawk earlier. We should not have, because we're not going to ever swing out with Mihawk. Especially against a 6k leader. So they're forcing us to play more Dawn. Because now we're just going to replay the Tashigi, put 3 Dawn. We're going to swing 9 into Jozu. And then restand, hit 9 into face. We're going to put down a blocker, because I think a blocker is going to be good this early since we're not finding many 2Ks and then pass. So now we can get out of a big attack if that's what they decide to do, because here they're probably going to go 9 with the ace. We could go ahead and become an 8k leader, which isn't bad. The Otama first, because they did just get the Otama for free, so it's kind of like a +1. Draw 2, trash 1. They trash the Gol D Roger, so they don't feel like they need Gol D Roger in this match. They tap 8 for the event, because they already gave us an event, so I'd assume they'd have another one. I'd assume. But we know what they say about assuming. We know what they say. 8 in the face. Block. 6 Dawn. Another Jozu. Crazy how many Jozus we can find in one match. It's really slowing us down so much. Because now we're going to have to return Mihawk, play Tashigi, rest Jozu, put 3 Dawn on leader. We're going to again go 6 in the face first just to force a card out now. Then 9 into Jozu, then 9 into face. They drop the tax gate here for their leader effect. Now we go 9 into Jozu. We restand Jozu, swing 9 to face, play it on a Koshiro. 9 to face, they have a ton of cards in hand. They need another 2k, but we've already seen 1, 2, 3. Only 3 2Ks is crazy, and the Otama. So 2k, they get out of it. And we play another Koshiro and pass. Zoro restands himself, Tashigi's there. What could they do? 10, 8, 8 in the face, block, or 2k, 1k, 1k, but I don't want to show the weakness of the 1k, 1k, 1k right now. Would not put us in the greatest spot. Would we ever 10 cost? And just start splitting some Dawn. They do have the 8 cost I Am Whitebeard event, so they're going to play a Yamato blocker here. Yamato's going to be a 6k blocker, or 6 cost blocker. So they're going to get 2 Dawn on ace. They're going to swing 8 in the face. Could go 5, it looks like, maybe? 5, 9? So it is going to be 5, 9 here. We 1k, and then if they go 9 to Shigi, we just block. 6 in a face, and then 8 in a face, so We'll just 2k out of the 6 because maybe they figured out that we have low 2ks. Then we just block out of that. So we kind of have given them that info. I think this is where the Shanks is just good. And then go 8. A bunch of 8s. I think we just go triple 8. Because they can't block the leader attack, that's for sure. They block. We go 8 more. Do we ever need the blocker here? Do we ever need the blocker? Attack, attack, attack. If they're attacking with these. So no, we don't need the blocker. So we can swing 8 with a blocker and still have 1 Dawn active. Might as well. It's free. Free real estate. 8 more in the face. I'm trying to show them that we're not attacking with the blocker so they don't feel like countering this. And then we're going to swing 8 with the blocker. We could also Perona to find a 2k and then hold one up for Dead Man's Game. But I just think 8 more is just strong pressure. Because then, I mean, they only have 3 attackers. They can play a rush option and get more attackers. But forcing these cards out now I think is just that good. Because now we have a 12k on the board as well. So they 2k, then they need a 1k. They just got to choose which one. The Yamato, and then pass. We get to leave 1 Dawn active. We restand the Zoro. The Zoro's put on pressure, man. But swinging out with the blocker I think was just the smart choice. It was really the smart choice. Especially in this situation. Like, no, we don't have 2ks, but, I mean, we have 6 1ks. I think 6 1ks is perfect. Another blocker Newgate. They get 2 Dawn, so they discard a card. 10 cost. They're not swinging with the blocker. That's all they told us there. We could... Do we ever just take this? I think so. Now the question is, do I Dead Man's Game both the blockers and just go for it? Which I think is yes. I think we just rest both. Swing 6. And then I think we're just going guaranteed lethal, so... I don't think we're worried about the restand event ever. We'll go 8 in the face. We could have gone really big instead, but I just don't think that would have worked. We'll sit on the blocker just in case. So we'll go another 8. Do we ever lose this? Block. We would lose if they take this one, but if they don't take this one, we know we're good. If they take this, it really depends. Oh no, we don't lose this, because if they block... Yeah, no, we're good. Guaranteed lethal, guaranteed lethal. Because they can counter this, right? Get out of it. But that's a 2k, and then a 1k. They have no cards in hand, so now you just swing 6, and then you swing 12 with Shanks. Guaranteed lethal. GG's, man. That was a close one. That was still a close one, but we would have been okay in the end, because we only have to block. We would have left the Law active there. We would have left the Shanks active, right? So then we have the Shanks on the clapback. We have the Law still to block out. So they swing 12 in the face. We can block. Go ahead and get the blocker now, because we wouldn't have put them to 0, because we wouldn't have swung the Shanks, right? If they get out of the 8 and somehow get out of the 6. So even if they had the extra 1k, the 1k gets out of the Law. So 8, 6, they get out of, or no, we keep the Law active if they get out of the 8 and they had still a card in hand to only swing 6. So then we sit on the blocker, we block the first attack in case of Gol D Roger. Then they swing 12, well, I guess they were top decking a Red Rock, so they tap 6. Then they swing 10, 12, 12. Then we probably lose, because 10, we'd have to go 2k, 2k, 1k, 1k, and then 12. So they actually would have won on the clapback if we did not win it there because of that Red Rock. Because they just go 10, 12, 12, they have game. GG's to our opponent, though. That was still a close one. Ace is still a tough match. I put it on the pyramid saying that it's like an easier match for Zoro. It is still not easy, and I don't want you guys to think it's easy. Against a good player like we saw, like how they played off curve and knew how to counter properly, search the right cards, they did amazing. So if you see that, it ain't easy always beating Ace. Ace is just that good, and so is Imu, as you saw in the first game. That match is really hard, but as always, I hope you enjoyed. I hope to see you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed the Imu and the Ace video as we go into OP13. I'm going to cover the other OP13 leaders as well. Just these are the big 3, so we cover them first. Then we'll do a Red-Green Luffy and a Bonnie and Sabo, and we'll have everyone covered here soon, especially with OP13 being right around the corner. We're going to do some pre-release stuff, some other video stuff. I just sold my sequential PSA 10 God Pack from PRB1, so if you check out that short was awesome. I appreciate you, Freddie, for doing that big deal. That was insane, a $12,000 deal. I've never done something so big vending, so hey, everything One Piece right here on the Mr. Proud channel. I'll see you in the next one. Hope you enjoyed that deck profile. Peace.